network does it automatically. No single government or company controls it.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Mind Over Money podcast. I'm Kshithij.
And I'm Trisha. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating topics in finance, Bitcoin.
You probably heard people call it digital gold, internet money, or in the future of finance. But what actually is Bitcoin and why is everyone so obsessed with it?
That's what we are unpacking today. We'll explain how it started, how it works, why it's valuable, and of course, why it is risky. So, even if you've never bought a single Satoshi, that's the smallest unit of Bitcoin, you'll still understand what all the hype is about.
Let's rewind to 2009. The world had just gone through a global financial crisis. Banks had failed, people lost trust in governments and financial institutions. And out of that chaos came this mysterious invention called Bitcoin.
It was created by someone or a group of people using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. To this day, no one really knows who they are. Could be a person, a team, or even an alias for multiple developers. Total mystery.
Satoshi's goal was simple but revolutionary: to create money that didn't rely on any central authority. No banks, no governments, just math and code. Peer-to-peer digital currency that anyone could use anywhere.
And instead of being printed like the rupees and dollars in your wallet, Bitcoins are generated digitally through a process called mining, which we'll get into soon.
Fun fact, the first real-world Bitcoin transaction was in 2010 when someone paid 10,000 Bitcoins for just 2 pizzas. Right? At today's prices, that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, that's now called Bitcoin Pizza Day, a reminder of how far it's come.
So, how does Bitcoin actually work? The secret lies in something called blockchain technology.
Picture this. Imagine a huge spreadsheet like a Google Sheet or an Excel sheet that records every single Bitcoin transaction ever made. Except that this isn't controlled by a company or a person or the government. It's stored across thousands of computers across the world.
And once a transaction is written into that spreadsheet, it can't be changed or deleted. It's permanent and transparent. That's the blockchain, a chain of digital blocks of data all linked together.
When you send Bitcoin to someone, computers on the network called nodes verify that your transaction is legitimate and then add it to the blockchain. No need for the bank to say that this person has the money. The network does it automatically.
That's what makes Bitcoin decentralized. It runs on code, not on trust in a government or a financial institution. So Trisha, you mentioned mining earlier. What's that about?
So mining is basically how new Bitcoins enter circulation. Miners use high-powered computers to solve super complex math puzzles. When they solve one, they are rewarded with a newly created Bitcoin and transaction fees.
That reward system not only creates new coins but also keeps the network secure. Because to mess with Bitcoin's blockchain, you need to control more computing power than the rest of the world combined, which is nearly impossible.
And here's a key detail. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins ever. That number is built into the code of Bitcoin and it can't be changed or inflated.
That's why people compare it to gold. If there's a limited supply and scarcity makes it valuable.
Exactly. And every 4 years or so, the reward that miners earn gets cut in half in an event called halving. This slows down the rate at which new Bitcoin enters the system. It's kind of like a digital version of mining becoming harder over time.
So, why do people actually value Bitcoin?
a few big reasons. First, limited supply. It's like digital gold. You can't print more of it like paper currency. Second, decentralization. No single government or company controls it.
And third, it's borderless. You can send Bitcoin from India to USA in minutes without a bank or currency exchange in between.
And people also use it as an hedge against inflation. In countries where currencies collapse, like Venezuela or Argentina, some people turn to Bitcoin to protect their savings.
Plus, for many, it's about financial freedom. You can store and move your wealth yourself. No bank account required. That's huge for the billions of people around the world without access to traditional banking. But let's be honest, it's not all sunshine and profits.
Definitely not. Bitcoin is extremely volatile. Its prices can jump or crash by thousands of dollars in a single day.
If your digital wallet gets hacked or you lose your private key, your Bitcoin is gone forever. No customer support, no forgot password button or anything.
Exactly. There's actually a famous story about a man in the UK named James Howells. He accidentally threw away a hard drive that had around 7,500 Bitcoins on it. Back then, it wasn't worth much, but today, that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He even tried to dig through landfills to find it for years, but no luck so far.
That's wild. Imagine having that kind of fortune sitting in the trash and not being able to get it back.
Yeah, exactly. While Bitcoin has millions of users, it's still not widely accepted as everyday money. You can't just buy groceries with it, at least not yet.
So while the tech is brilliant, it's still not as reliable and regulated as traditional investing. So where's Bitcoin headed next?
That's the big question. Some believe it will eventually become the world's reserve currency, replacing banks, changing how we save, spend, and transfer money.
Others say it's a bubble waiting to burst, or that governments will create their own digital currencies, CBDCs, that make Bitcoin obsolete.
But one thing's for sure, Bitcoin has already changed the conversation. It introduced the world to blockchain, inspired other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, etc., and forced financial institutions to innovate.
Even if Bitcoin itself doesn't become money of the future, the ideas behind it, like decentralization, transparency, digital ownership, are changing finance forever. So, to wrap it all up, Bitcoin is digital money built on blockchain, designed to be open, borderless, and independent of banks.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mind Over Money podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share the episode, and stay smart with your money. And also, make sure to comment down below what you'd like to see in the next episode. Bye!